Hey, Destiny, what are you doing?
Well, I got accepted into Tarleton State, so I'm putting it on the board.
Congratulations. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy for you. Why'd you choose Tarleton?
Because I wanted someplace where it's in a small town and out in the country, and it's pretty affordable because I have a sister in college also.
That makes it a little harder, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, congratulations. I'm glad
Thank
you got
you.
in.
I got it too. The way our generation is nowadays, and the way you come back every day, day after day, what made you want to choose education as your profession?
Mind if I begin, Mr. Silvertooth? You go ahead. Well, when I think back to when I was in high school, I'm probably like most high school students. I wasn't sure really what I wanted to do. I did realize at an early age that was important to come to school every day and do my best and try to make good grades. I really didn't think about teaching until I got into college. I actually started out as an engineering major, decided that wasn't what I wanted to do, so when I went into year 2, I changed over to education, chose math as my teaching field, and I think it's really worked out. It's a great profession. It's an opportunity to work with a different group of students every year, because as students graduate, there's always another group coming in, so it's not like you're doing the same thing year to year, because kids are different. They're alike, but they're different, so I continue to enjoy it. I think I made a perfect decision to become a teacher.
With me, I probably about the time I was in the 8th grade, I had a history teacher in junior high that just could capture us with his stories. I was from a family of storytellers, and I was good at telling the stories, so I thought it would be a great way to make a living telling kids stories about their past, about what would make life interesting and what we have done to get where we are as a nation. Look, you can do the same thing these people did. They fought adversity. They were able to succeed. So can you. And that it just seemed like a nice challenge.
Okay. Like your goals for students whenever they go into the classroom, whenever they leave, what do you expect them to pick up?
Well, since I'm really not in the classroom, my goals are probably a little bit different than Mr. Silvertooth, who's actually still teaching. But what I try to do is I want every student to understand that when I grew up, I was also a product of a single family. By today's standard, I would have been probably considered living economically disadvantaged. I remember being on free lunch in high school, and I used that as a motivator because, although it was just me and my sister and my mom, she helped me to understand that the way for me to get out of the situation we were in was through education. So I used that as a motivation. I went on to college, and that's my advice to everybody. So, for all of you who are in single-parent homes or who are not happy about maybe being on free or reduced lunch, use it the way I did. Use it as a motivation. It's not too late. Even if you're a senior and you hadn't really thought about education, or maybe education hadn't been real important to you, it's not too late. You'll be given a fresh start. So, that's the one thing that can't be taken away from you is an education.
Right. I did have a different background. I had a regular nuclear family, mom and dad, lived next door to my grandparents. Neither of my parents had been to college. I was the first one in the family to graduate from college, go to grad school. So it was a unique experience. But my goal for my kids is no matter what your background, succeed. Try your best to succeed in whatever you do, whether that is to go to college. I went to college, that was my choice. A lot of people are not cut out for college. They can be just as successful or more successful in trade school, learning to be a machinist. Being a machinist is an incredible field. To me, it's fascinating. I just like watching people who can do things with their hands as much as I like watching a lawyer debate the law or the Constitution. Just whatever you choose, go into it, work as hard as you can, and be as successful as you can. Learn what I'm teaching you and apply that to whatever field you want to go into.
What influences can you give to the students of Texas City High School and beyond that?
Again, I mean, everybody, you have to have confidence in your abilities, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, no one else will. So my advice to everybody out there is to do what you can to develop the confidence that you're going to need to not only be successful in high school, but after high school.
realize that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Albert Einstein couldn't speak until he was 4 years old. I don't think ever learned to tie his shoes. I learned how to use cameras. I've learned how to use video equipment. I went to grad school and everybody said, you're lucky to get out of high school. If I can do this, you can do whatever. You know, it may take you a little bit longer. It may take you a lot of work. But look at me. I didn't graduate from college until I was in my mid-30s. I dropped out of college, moved overseas, worked in photography.
So basically, you're saying never give up.
Never give up. Find somebody in your life who can influence you, who can push you to make you strive for whatever it is you want to do. Have a good role model in your life. If I can be that role model, great, I'll do it. If your dad, your mom, your grandparent, your younger or older sibling can do it, whomever, find somebody who can be a role model for you and strive to be better than they are at whatever they do.
That's it for you guys. This is Sting New Zone. Mr. Silvertooth and Mr. Senegal and Justin Butler.
Hey, one final thought. Stay tuned for an inspirational story from Corey Robinson, who's one of our seniors this year. He's also at the Collegiate High School. He has a great story, so stay tuned.
I'm here with Corey Robinson, the Corey Robinson, number 34, 3-year varsity letterman in football, powerlifting, and he's also going to be graduating as a top African-American male student at Texas City High School. I talked to Corey last week and he had an amazing story, and I wanted him to briefly kind of share that with the students here at Texas City High School. So Corey, tell us about yourself.
Well, growing up, it wasn't easy. Life isn't easy, but you know, you make do with what you got. When I was born, I came out of the womb dead. No heartbeat, no pulse, no nothing. My granny running around with like a chicken with her head cut off. She was so scared. First grandson, you know, she wanted to do a lot for me. So when I came out dead, she wanted to hurt everybody in there. They had to resuscitate me 5 times. So my heart stopped beating 5 times before I actually could breathe on my own. 3 weeks in ICU before I could go home. And then with my dad working and my mom just staying at home with my grandpa and my grandma, it was hard growing up with just one parent at one time. At sometimes it's kind of difficult. When I got to high school, you know, reality kind of set in. Thoughts of what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it were coming in. And just growing up in a city like Texas City, I mean, there's not a lot of opportunity around here. There's not a lot of things to do. There's not a lot of things to keep people out of the streets. So my father, I mean, he's been a great influence on my life. He messed up. And he'll admit it to anybody who asks. He messed up. So his number one priority was not to let me mess up. I mean, me as a person, I got to be willing to make that come true for him. I got to be willing to do whatever it takes to get out of here and get my family where we need to be. So high school came, and you know, you make straight A's in elementary school. Oh, you're smart, you know. When you get to high school and you still make straight A's, I mean, that means something, you know. It goes on a transcript that you got to send off to different schools. So I got to high school and started making good grades and stuff, and everybody was like, oh, good job, you know, same old. But my junior year, I got 2 years left of high school, I was like, man, am I ready? I don't know if I'm ready. But I sat down with my folks and stuff, and I was talking to them about where I wanted to go to school, if I was going to play football in college, or if I was just going to go to school. And at the time, they felt as if, Corey, you got to get a football scholarship. We need you to. That's the only way you'll be able to finish college. And like once it started to realize that maybe college football isn't for me, that's why I always had my books to fall back on. So I sat down with them later on in the year, and we talked about collegiate high school and getting the same classes that you'll get at a big university for 40% off. I mean, it's not a bad idea. So I looked into it, and I'm not a good test taker. I had to take the AccuPlacer 3 times just to get the correct score to be in collegiate. So I'm not a good test taker, but my will, my want, and how I went after it got me to where I needed to be. So my parents, we talked about it. Yeah, you want to go? Yeah. So I enrolled, and I took 13 college hours the first semester. I mean, it was tough. I mean, coming from high school, you know, I didn't have to study.
Yeah.
I was studying. I don't know how to study. Got to class, you know, teachers, professors, they're willing to help and all that stuff. But it was hard. But one of the best decisions I made so far in my young life, because the ability to get ahead of everybody before I go to a big university, and it'll knock down the prices. I mean, I won't have to pay as much because it's less courses I have to take. So, I mean, that decision right there has set me apart. It was a good decision. I'm proud of what I'm doing.
So how many hours will you have when you graduate from Sac City High School?
I'll graduate as a high school senior with a high school diploma and 35 college hours towards my intended major.
That's awesome. What do you want to study in school?
Well, it's down to 2 options. Just got one a few days ago. But I want to stay in the sports field. I want to do stuff that involves sports, so like an athletic trainer or a physical therapist. Or accounting. I looked into accounting and I like math, I like counting and all that stuff. So I figured I'd give it a look. In the school that I'm interested in, University of Houston, they have one of the best accounting schools in Texas.
So, wow, like I'm fighting back tears, like literally I'm shaking. If you can give the students at Sac City High School any advice, what would you tell them?
Don't let nothing hold you back. Don't let money hold you back. Don't let it stop you from being who you want to be. You know, I have the same problem. I mean, money doesn't come easy to some families, you know, but you gotta overpower that with your want. You feel like you need to do something. If you need to do something, then do it. So go do it. Just chase after it and go do it.
All right, good advice. Corey Robinson, stay bound, number 34, watch him. Go Sting.
2 men in the backfield behind him. Handoff.
Boy, nice play. Immediately Foreman.
Nothing
Deontay
there.
Foreman jumps in right across the line. Pitch goes to the right side. Lynch has it. Round the corner. Has a little bit of room, and he's just going to fight forward for an extra. Second time into enemy territory. Allen looks to pass. Has a man across the middle. He puts it up for grabs. Caught at the 4-yard line and in for a touchdown. 6 points.
50 yards away from the 45-yard line. A perfect strike from Andrew Allen to Armani Foreman. Welcome back, Mr. Foreman.
Yes, sir. When you said perfect strike, you were right. I tell you what, Foreman just First and 10. The fake, looking to pass. This one fake short, and he's going long. He's open, has it at the 10-yard line. I think he stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
At about the 9.876, 7-yard line.
Just ran out of sideline.
Gift to Foreman. Foreman easily. Tell you what, that left side just vacated.
Well, I'm telling
they
you.
have vacated.
McLean keeps it.
I tell you what, that play was going nowhere.
Yeah, lost it.
Rodriguez to the near side. Deontay Foreman gets the call.
Big hole.
Slips out of a tackle. He's at the 35, the 40. No one near. He's going to have a foot race, but he's got it won. 20, 10, no yellow flags. And from 81 yards away, Deontay Foreman, welcome to Rice Stadium.
There you go. Nice run. Broke that tackle about 5 yards past the line. Quickly to the line of scrimmage from the huddle. Come the Rangers. McLean going to keep it. I don't believe he's going to get in. He stopped.
No, he did not.
Just before the goal line. Great job by the Texas City defense to keep the Terry Rangers out.
Wow. Big stand. Big stand. Get on your side of the field, though. Get over here.
We'll go to halftime after the defensive stand.
At the 18.
McLean rolls this way, stops, throws downfield here to the near side. Intercepted. Brought
Foreman. Armani Foreman.
Nice job.
Wow.
Armani Foreman picks it off. at about the 5-yard line.
5-yard line. Takes it all the way back down. Turnover down and interception inside the red zone. This one goes to Foreman. Foreman takes a
Cuts
cut.
it up. 5.
Wow. Barely even touched from 19 yards away. Touchdown, Texas City. Deontay Foreman.
Pump fakes now. Rolling outside. Still looking to throw. He does. Fires it downfield.
Intercepted.
Yes, it is. At the 8-yard line.
Zach Powell gets this one.
McLean steps back. Intercepted.
Zach Powell right at the goal line. Holy moly.
Wow.
Look what I found.
Zach Powell just standing in the way, in the path, puts his hands up and gets his second interception of the night.
Give to Foreman. He makes the line. He's at the 10, the 20. He's at midfield. He's going to go.
90.
He's at the 30, the 20. No flags, and from 99 yards away. Touchdown, Texas City. Oh, my goodness. Adds up to 242 total yards for the night. On that one, 99 yards.
Well, he made
almost untouched.
He made that one cut, and you could see it from
oh my